this is something I want to touch on.
Hmm.
When you're super focused, or let's touch on it at the very start.
Yeah.
How did you get that clear vision? Because like you said, with your own son, there's so much at the minute with social media. I mean, that's another subject, and do a whole podcast on that.
Yeah.
How did you have that clarity on where you wanted to get to?
I think at the time, going back when I left home, is that I had no other option. Like, I could turn to the streets and start doing crime if I wanted to, and start doing drugs and whatnot, but it wouldn't have got me nowhere, you know? Whereas what I was doing, and when you start earning the money, seeing the money, I used to love money. Even now I love money, but you know, at that time, when you start seeing the money coming in and you can start seeing the freedom that it can give you, I think that added fuel to the fire.
And for anyone listening, money isn't a bad thing.
No.
It really isn't. It gives you more time, it gives you more freedom.
100%.
But for people that are listening that have subscribed to the channel, wherever they're listening to, whether it be Instagram, people know that I didn't have an option either. So I was in the same situation as you. But you don't have to have a rags to riches story in order to have clarity on where you're going.
No.
You have to be disciplined.
Yeah, of course.
And you was.
Yeah.
So how did you keep the discipline?
So I think, like I mentioned earlier, the fact that I was in Air Cadets maybe played a part, because like I said, when I was in Air Cadets, it was very regimental, taught me discipline, structure, routine. The fact that my dad told me that I had to get a paper and I had to be up early morning, every morning. The fact that he made me get a Saturday job, so I had to turn up on a Saturday, every Saturday, do my work and get paid at the end of the day. That created the discipline.
And what about your relationships? Because certainly for myself, my structure, my routine, we'll use the gym as an example.
Yeah.
I've said it so many times on the podcast, regardless of what relationship I'm in, gym comes first. I come first. I don't have to go and smash a gym for 2 hours a day or twice a day, but I will look after myself first over my children. That seems extreme to others, but if I'm not looked after, I can't look after anyone else.
It's exactly that. It's exactly that. Look, if I don't go to the gym, I would take out my anxiety, my stress, my anger on the closest people around me. So you either accept that I have to go to the gym on a daily basis to work on my mindset and release all that, or put up with my shit. It's one of the two.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. I mean, it's not why I got divorced, but I was trying to run a business, 2 businesses at the time, and everything was out of balance. So I was trying to run 2 businesses, I was going to the gym, and then I had the kids at home, and it just went poof.
But it's tough because look, we can go down the route of being employed by a company and earning your fixed wage, whatever it is. Could be $2 grand, $2.5 grand, it could be $4 grand, it could be $5 grand, whatever it is. You've got your job, you do your 9 to 5, you come home, you take care of the family, etc., etc. You can go down that route and just stay comfortable. I wouldn't even say safe, because you could get sacked at any time.
Next day, yeah.
Or you want to make good of yourself and your family and start a business and earn your income and have that possibility that you can increase your wealth, however you're going to do it, and build a nice lifestyle for your family, do the 3-4 holidays a year, drive a nice car, have a nice big house. It's hard to have that balance. Do you know what I mean? You can't please everyone. And if you want to go down that route of having a successful business, you've got to put all the hours in it. You've got to.
Yeah,
and you've got to have a woman or a partner, should I say, behind you that's going to support you. And it could work out both ways.
And I don't think you should put too much pressure on yourself. It is my opinion, or too much pressure on that partner to just go, right, this is how it's going to be if you're not on board on your bike.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I done at the very start. I said, look, this is how it's going to be, like it or lump it.
Yeah.
So what I am doing now is, this is where I'm going. If you're on my journey, come with. If you're not, step aside.
Yeah.
I know it sounds really sort of blunt, but that's...
If you can do that right at the beginning,
yeah,
you can save yourself a lot of time and heartache.
And hassle, yeah.
That's right.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of people now know what I do. Same with you.
Yeah.
And it's, if you're honest up front, then it will save you a lot of grief. But anyone that's starting out that wants to get in property or any type of business, and because there's so much noise on social media, it does my head, and I get so many messages. How did you do it?
Yeah.
Well, I knew where I was going.
Yeah.
If you don't know where you're going and you've got
20
different directions which you could go in, you're never going to go in it. You're going to just keep going around in fucking circles. Yeah.
It's true.
And that's the issue. So I always ask, therapy, did you ever try it?
No. At times I wonder maybe I should have done. Even now, like even now, I've still got that hunger and that drive to kind of keep growing and doing well. But I don't think that's a bad thing. You know, I don't think it's a bad thing. I have so many ideas in my head that I want to try and implement. Some of them might be great ideas. Sometimes you talk yourself out of it and you don't do it. But I think it's good to have that mindset. Like now, you know, I would never thought that I would do a rent-to-rent property with a joint venture partner. That's two new areas that I never thought I'd done, because I mean, so many years, the past 20 years, I've just done everything off my own back and by myself. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I think if you want to grow and expand, I think it's good to collaborate now. I mean, I'm just trying this out. Hopefully it works out well. And if it does, it's going to open more doors, you know?
Did you struggle to trust people because of what happened in your previous life?
Not really. But when I first started my business, I started it with hardly any money. And I took on this very small retail unit. And I put all my energy and effort into trying to grow that business. And it became like my baby. So I found it hard to take on people to help me run that business at the beginning. And I think that stifled my growth. So trusting people to help you on your journey, I think, is important. Or having the right people around you as well.
I did. Certainly in my business and in like my personal relationships.
Yeah.
I found it very hard to trust people because of what, just if I was let down. By family, by friends, by pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
So this question was asked to me by a therapist: is who do you trust?
Yeah.
So that's what I'll ask you: is who do you trust?
That's a tough one. That one. Other than obviously my partner, I trust her.
You got to say that.
Again, like I don't have a large circle of friends. I keep myself to myself. Obviously, I have people that I know that are quite close to me. We have conversations about like-minded topics and subjects. But would I trust anyone enough? I don't think I can, you know. Not right now. But having said that, like I said, I'm doing a joint venture with someone with a new rent-to-rent business that we're going to try and build up. Obviously, I've got to have just trust in that person. And so this is going to be a test for me right now.
And I think it's good to test yourself, but also thinking on that, who do you trust? I think there's different layers or levels of trust. You say you can go into a partnership with someone and you can trust them enough. You can just give them enough to go, right, let's do this partnership to see how it works out. But there's only a monetary value attached to that.
Yeah.
And you can always earn it back because that's the type of people we are.
Yeah.
That's no offense to anyone else, but it comes and goes. That's
right.
the way we look at money now.
Yeah.
But it wasn't necessarily.
No.
Whereas if it's your partner and it's something that you want to get off your chest or whatever the case may be, there's a different trust element attached.
Yeah, so, I agree with that.
Yeah, I was very much the same, and I was thinking, fucking hell, that took me by surprise. I thought it's important if people ask themselves that question: who do you actually trust?
Yeah.
Ask yourself the question.
Yeah.
I mean, with again, with that question of your partner. On a previous podcast that I listened to with yourself, you struggled with relationships.
Yeah. That's because I was just so focused on working. When I say work, I would get up 6, 7 in the morning. You probably wouldn't see me again 8 o'clock in the night, 8, 9 o'clock in the evening. And it was just relentless every day. So, you know, for someone that's in a relationship with you, you know, they'll probably just see you as a workaholic and you don't give them any time. And so a lot of relationships fail because of that. I say a lot. I've only had a couple long-term relationships. But I was in my growing phase. Maybe I shouldn't have been with anyone at that point because, like I said, I was only focused on working. It's tough, like I said, to have that balance of... I never used to go on holidays either. It's only the partner I'm with now, I've been with her 12 years. She's the one that said, look, Rick, you need to now take a little step back. Start enjoying your time, start going away, open your mind and relax a little bit, you know?
What's different with this partner then?
She's definitely more supportive. If I go to the gym every day for 2 hours, she won't say nothing. She won't question it. She don't give a shit about what I do with property and that. It goes in that year and out the other. She's bored of property. But she knows that I've got that hunger, drive and ambition to grow and build a business and try and increase our wealth and net income, you know.
Did you try and bring her along the journey?
No, I haven't.